Hey everybody, this is Roberto Blake of robertoblake.com, geeking out with you today talking about the iPad Pro. Now I have some interesting thoughts on the iPad Pro. I wanted to give this some more thought and I wanted to talk to people about it. I've been talking to people about it a lot online and in Blab and in live streams, and here are my thoughts on the iPad Pro. I think it's very cool. I think that it is an interesting product. Many of you know that I really beat Apple up for a lack of innovation lately, and I still feel like this was not the most innovative direction that they could go. But the iPad Pro and the Apple Pencil are interesting, and they're very cool products overall. Here's the elephant in the room. Who the heck is the iPad Pro for? I know that that's a question that a lot of you have. It's a question I had, and that's why I didn't want to do a video about it right away. I waited this long to do a video about it because we really need to address this elephant in the room. Who is the iPad Pro for? You know who it's not for? It's not for me, not right now. And here are the reasons. Even though I'm a graphic designer, even though I do a lot of stuff with photography and video and digital art, the iPad Pro would have been for me if they put Mac OS X on the iPad Pro in addition to iOS. If I could have had a full-blown Mac experience on the iPad Pro, it would be Pro. It would be something that as a prosumer that I could do and feel comfortable with. It's cool to use Adobe Premiere Clip. I love using Adobe Comp. I want to use full-blown Photoshop on something this powerful. If it's this powerful, let me use full-blown Photoshop on it. Let me go ahead and edit in Premiere Pro or Premiere Pro Elements right here on the thing. Let me edit in Final Cut Pro right here. Let me go ahead and do that. Let me do that. And the fact that I can't do that is why it's not Pro for me. Now, if I was someone like my friend Kyle Lambert, who is a great digital artist and has been painting on the iPad since the day it came out, I would use this. If I was a comic book illustrator artist, I would use this. If I were doing presentations for motion graphics work that I was selling to clients at $20,000 plus a project, I would use this as a presentation tool. But since I have an iPad Air 2, there is no legitimate reason for me today to upgrade to an iPad Pro and to sell off my iPad Air 2. There's just not. There's not enough upside, and I can still get tremendous value for my iPad Air 2, and I could use something like either any of the Wacom styluses, any of the styluses from Studio 53, and I could use things like Adobe Ink and Slide, and I could get the same value up to a point that I would for using the iPad Pro. I think that the iPad Pro in a lot of ways wants to compete with things like the Wacom Cintiq Companion, and the problem with that is that depending on which model of the Wacom Cintiq Companion you get, it has full-blown Windows 10, which is actually tremendous. Windows 10 is actually really good. I did a comparison between Windows 10 and Mac OS X in a previous video, but the thing is I think both operating systems are fine and I like using them, and that's my problem. My problem is that I have tablets where I can use a full, complete computer operating system, and this Mac Pro, or rather, sorry, this iPad Pro is not one of them. I think it's cool. I think that for some people it's going to be tremendous. I think for digital artists it's amazing, but I also think it's overkill. I actually think you can still do a lot with the iPad Air 2. I think the iPad Air 2 is still one of the best Apple products that they've ever made, and I think that if you have one, you shouldn't jump the gun on the iPad Pro just yet. I don't think there's enough upside. I think that's cool. I think Apple Pencil is cool, but the other thing that bothers me about Apple Pencil is if you were going to make Apple Pencil, it should work with all of the iOS devices. It absolutely should. There's no reason it should be an iPad Pro exclusive product if you have to buy it standalone and separately. If it was going to be that it's iPad Pro only, it should have came with the iPad Pro. But for that reason alone, I'm kind of a little upset about it. I actually really am, because I think it's a cool and innovative idea that was poorly executed. I think there was a tremendous opportunity for Apple to leverage the Apple Pencil and make it a thing and to actually compete in the same market as Wacom and Adobe where stylus is concerned, and even Adonit. And I think that things like the Jot Pro are cool. I actually use one. I actually use the Jot Pro Fine for my iPad right now as a stylus, and it works out really well. And I think that an opportunity was missed here, especially since it's $99. It's a premium product, so I think that we should get the maximum upside and that we should be able to use it on our iPhone 6 Plus or 6S. I think we should be able to do that, and I think there was a missed opportunity there. But I want to know what your thoughts are. Who is the iPad Pro for? Is it for you? And if so, why is it for you? And if not, go ahead and answer those things in the comment section below, and we'll have a discussion about it. Anyway, like this video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the other awesome content on the channel. As always, you guys, thanks so much for watching and geeking out with me over thoughts on the new iPad Pro.